So there you go. We are now recording. So my name is Megan Rogers. I'm the Executive Director of the Asheville Downtown Association. We also have Yvonne Cook Riley with us today, our Logistics and Equipment Manager. Give a wave, Yvonne. There she is. All right, and also Bryant Korzinski, who is our board member, former events committee, longtime holiday parade volunteer, man in charge of lots of things. So thanks for being here. And then also we have Claire, just popped on video, who's also on our board and our events committee, who I think it will be her first holiday parade volunteer experience, if I'm not incorrect. So
Finally.
I'm gonna run through a few things about the parade, just some general information. I'm gonna go through each of the volunteer areas very quickly with you. And then essentially we'll just, allow you to ask some questions. So I am gonna share my screen. Hold on just a second. This is, hopefully you can see this. This is the document that was sent out to you, it was also attached for the Sign Up Genius. So hopefully you've already read this. We're just gonna walk through it real quick. First things first, the parade is this Saturday. Hope everybody, November 20th. Always the Saturday before Thanksgiving. So emergencies, always the most important thing. If you see a serious emergency, medical emergency, just anything that is serious, or if you're not even sure if you think it's serious, call 911. Just call 911 right away. The police dispatchers will deal with that. They are able to get in touch with the police officers and medical personnel that are working the parade. So that's the first thing you do. If something serious happens, call 911. Then if you can, obviously you're going to need to be part of the situation until help arrives. But after that, if you have the opportunity, please text me and let me know what happened, just so I have a report of it for later. You can also notify Yvonne. She'll be in the judges area, or a parade marshal that'll be walking along with the parade, or a police officer. There'll be a police officer, well, pretty much all over the parade route, certainly at every single area where a road comes into the parade. Those are staffed by police officers to make sure no one enters the parade route. Okay, so if you see something that's not so serious, or you're not sure, you can text me, or you can notify one of the parade marshals or anyone with a radio that you see. So COVID-19, unfortunately, we are still in COVID. Buncombe County is doing better than it was this summer, for sure. We've been in contact with the Buncombe County Health Department. This is an entirely outside event. And the good thing I think about the parade is that there is a lot of opportunity to keep people spread out, because the parade takes place in a large area, and we are going to spread out the entries in the parade a little bit more than we normally would as well, to try to keep groups in their own, within their own area. It is entirely outside. There is no mask mandate for outdoor events and activities. Just ask that you be conscientious of your fellow volunteers, the people in the parade. We're all still in this. We have to be kind to each other. If you can't keep your distance, and someone prefers that you wear a mask, if you don't want to do that, then you can ask another volunteer to step in. But please, at least outside, let's just back up, keep your distance, talk to each other from a couple feet away. That's okay too, that works. Of course, this is currently our volunteer orientation. We talked a little bit about parking with some of you earlier. I attached the parking pass to the email because some folks were having trouble downloading it. So 30 Valley Street is behind the city and county building. It's a Buncombe County parking lot. It is best if you put the pass in your dashboard if you can, or as Karen, I think, mentioned, she might just write a little note that says, I'm volunteering for the holiday parade, don't take it me. There are also some spaces, if you're getting there early, which most of you are, in the Marjorie Street lot, which is sort of like behind Pax Tavern and the City Hall. So there are some spots there as well. So we are checking in not at Pax Tavern, Nancy, at the Pax Square Park Pavilion, which is the area where the public restrooms are. It's in the center of the park. So there's, the area of the park where the stage is, the green area. up one is the Reuter Terrace. That's where the park pavilion is. There are restrooms there. We'll have coffee and snacks. We'll make sure to, get you all logged in and send you on your way. Let's see. Yeah. And after you check in, you will report to your area and then to the lead person in that area. Dress, feel free to dress up in something fun and, holiday like or Christmas like if you want. That's totally fine. If not, we also have some of the red t-shirts that just say Asheville Downtown Association. Keep in mind, those are t-shirts. Bryant, it looks like the weather's going to be okay for Saturday so far, but chilly. So you're going to want some layers. Definitely wear some layers, hats, gloves. Make sure you have what you need to be comfortable. You're going to be outside. You're not going to be inside. There are some portable restrooms located in the lineup area. The lineup is on Charlotte Street, between College and Biltmore Avenue. There are porta-johns and development services, and then what's called the Fleet lot, which is closer to the front of the parade near where MLK Boulevard comes into Charlotte Street. Then along the parade route, there are portable restrooms at the Lazoom Room, Pack Square, which is where the parade will make its turn, First Bank on Patton Avenue, and then at the egress area at Jan Davis Tire. Water, we will have water available for you at check-in or at Pack Place. We'll also have a cooler on at least one of the golf carts that's running around. But make sure to grab a bottle or two when you check in. You want to hydrate and feel free to grab a couple and take them with you. You might want to bring like a backpack or something with you to keep some things, since there's not like one central area for the parade. Not really sure why we have this one in there, but it's a holdover. Definitely stay focused on your job rather than trying to take pictures of the parade. And then we say, if you do get parade pics, send them to us. So that's a little bit of a contradiction right there. But if you do get great pictures of the parade, we would love to see them. Let's see, lineup area. That again is on Charlotte Street. I'm actually going to shift over and just show you that. I think it's here. Yeah. Are you seeing the lineup map now? Or no? No. Okay. Hold on. I gotta stop sharing and start over. I thought I could swap between, but it doesn't look like we can do that. So here is just an overview of the parade itself. So you'll see, I don't know if you can see my cursor here in the green line. This is the lineup area. So this is South Charlotte Street between College up here at the top, and then Biltmore Avenue down here at the bottom. The parade route then heads up Biltmore Avenue, where it then takes that left turn onto Patton. At the corner is where we have our performance stop. This is where the TV crew sets up, where we have our judges, and we have some sponsor seating there as well. So the parade technically ends at South French Broad, and then the egress happens between Carter Street, Ann Street, and Clingman Avenue. Okay. That's just a quick over. I'm going to go back to where I was. Hang on one second. Okay. So the parade lineup starts at 8:30. Everybody needs to be in the lineup area by 10:30 and ready to go by 10:45. They should have their number posted in their vehicle or on the banner that leads their entry. The parade will have some extra lineup numbers for our lineup volunteers and our barricade volunteers. In case someone forgets, you'll have access to an extra number as well as the lineup order, so you know what number needs to be. Parade begins at 11. We do have a smaller number of entries this year. We have about 68 entries. We normally have about 100. So we're, 2/3 of where we usually are, which for 2 years off and things still a little bit crazy, I'm okay with that number, but that does mean that the parade is going to move faster than it normally does. And we will, like I said earlier, space the groups out more than we normally do to kind of keep people in with their own folks. So I'm anticipating that the parade will end at about 12:30 p.m. So hour and a half, and it should be done. We are having some free Santa pics and other fun parade activities for kids and families. And you are amazing volunteers. Rabbit Rabbit, which is over on Cox Avenue, is an outdoor venue. That's from 2 to 4. Feel free to join us. All right. So that's sort of the big parade info. I was just going to go through these, areas of responsibility, unless anyone has questions about what I've already talked about. You'll have to unmute yourself. Okay. We'll have plenty of time to ask questions at the end too, but I just wanted to stop there for a second. Okay. Setup volunteers. Yvonne is your boss, but she is not allowed to unload and carry things. So don't let her do that. Don't let her trick you. She had a back injury recently and we want to protect that. So this is primarily in the performance area at Pack Square. So the corner of Biltmore and Patton. You're gonna basically do some unloading, get the bike racks out, chairs out, set up that area, get it ready for the performances, and help the TV crew set up when they arrive as well. Drop-off area, that's Bryant. We are only going to have one drop-off area this year, and that's at Stevens Lee, because we have fewer entries in the parade and some entries go directly into the parade route. Not everybody has to drop people off. We thought we could consolidate that to one, and our friends at the Asheville Police Department were happy about that because it alleviates people having to cross College Street, which is on parade day can be a lot. That's just a lot happening. All right, so we're going to help keep things moving. Folks are not supposed to park at drop-off areas. The kids should have a group leader. We do not want kids running around the parade by themselves. They should have a chaperone. Direct groups toward the lineup area. From Stevens Lee, they actually cross over the bridge that goes above Charlotte Street and come down. And then there's a couple of groups that are school band or ROTC that will drop off at Public Works, and they've been told that in their entry packet. Try to help folks. There will be trash cans set up along the lineup area. Try to help them just use those trash cans and keep the area as clean as we can. The city is our partner in this, and they will send the street sweepers out after the parade moves through the lineup area, but we want to keep it as clean as we can. A lot of what you're going to do is, and then just remind people that restrooms are located at Development Services and at the Fleet Lot, because they're going to ask. That's going to be a question you get at drop off for sure. Charlotte Street barricades. So these folks are going to be positioned at the top of the lineup area, only allowing vehicles that are in the parade, actually appearing in the parade, to enter this area. We can't do drop-offs in this area because we have no way to get the car out of there at the end. All the roads are going to be blocked off. There will also be police officers here. They help manage traffic and just make sure that it's safe. You'll want to make sure that the folks have their lineup number. And again, we'll have extra copies for everybody. One change I did want to make that affects Charlotte Street barricades primarily, but also parade lineup. And I've got a photo here, so I'm going to stop sharing again and switch over to this. Oh, I hope this is right. Yeah. So this is the lineup area on Charlotte Street. At the top is north facing towards College. This is people will be entering from this top area and coming down into the lineup. The first entries in the parade are in what's the westernmost lane on Charlotte Street. The entries that are later in the parade are on the easternmost lane. The big change here is that this emergency vehicles only lane is going to be right in the center. So if you're working the College Street barricades, you're going to want to direct numbers 1 through 36 to utilize this travel lane. Hopefully you can see where my cursor is, to get into their spot over here. And then people with 37 and up numbers to use this travel lane to get into their lineup order here. And we're going to do everything we can, line up volunteers, both on foot and folks on bikes, to keep folks out of the emergency lane. Because we closed down so many streets in downtown, there is not a good way to get around. And if an emergency occurs, they may need to utilize this. And we do not want to be the reason that slows down an emergency response. So I'm going to ask everybody to help keep that emergency lane clear. So once again, hold on, going back. All right, okay. So parade lineup. Renita Chastain and Eleanor Campbell. I know Renita wasn't able to join tonight. I didn't see Eleanor on earlier, but hopefully I didn't miss her. They've been doing lineup for the parade for longer than I've been involved with the Downtown Association. So they're pros. They've got some volunteers that have done lineup time and time again. So we've got some experienced folks in our lineup area, which is awesome. So the lineup again on Charlotte Street, only vehicles in the parade can enter this area. Each lane has a specific use. We just went over that. We'll actually have the lineup numbers will be placed on the street in a traffic cone, 1, 2, 3, spaced out with as much space as the entry needs to get into their place. Again, you're going to help make sure that everybody has their number posted, and you'll have extras. Keep people out of the emergency lane. Surprise, there it is again. And then just make sure everybody's ready to roll. And as the parade starts to move, you're going to be, come on up, move on up, move on up, keeping people sort of in that forward progress. So parade marshals, again. Oh, sorry, I'm talking a lot, I'm thirsty. Renita and Eleanor are again going to be your lead volunteers on this. So this parade marshal is actually, you go with the parade. So we'll send, one marshal out with the first 5 or 8 entries, the second marshal out with the next group, the next, we'll send you out periodically as the parade moves on. And then we'll have some folks on bikes as well, riding the parade, doing the same job. So you really want to keep spectators out of the street, keep folks in their group, try to keep them moving along. If a float breaks down, they need to pull over to the left and just stop. And they're just going to have to wait. Hopefully that won't happen, but they're just going to have to wait for the parade to be over before we're going to be able to deal with it. Do notify me if that happens though, and a police officer if you see one. As you get towards the performance area, which is again at the turn onto Patton, anyone who's chaperoning or not really part of the entry should move over to the left so that they're not blocking the television camera's view of the entry. And then anyone who is pulling a float should stop for a few seconds so that the TV cameras can get a good view of the float. We don't allow people to throw things into the crowd. We find that that's a safety concern because then people come running out to pick it up, and we don't want people in the street. So parade entries can hand things out. They're not supposed to just be like a business card or a flyer. It's supposed to have like a piece of candy attached to it because people are just going to throw a flyer on the ground, let's be honest, and we don't want to have to clean it up. So keep an eye on folks as they're handing things out to the crowd and make sure that they're people aren't running into the street, things like that. So the judges area, this is where we have our performances as well. Debbie Smith, again, longtime volunteer who's been doing this area for a long time. We've also got some experienced volunteers here. There's going to be some decorating, going to make sure the judges and the sponsors get to where they need to be and have what they need. Then we're going to help the entry get into that area where the TV camera is so that we're seeing the float, or if they're having a performance, making sure that the groups behind them wait and we get the performance going, and just keep that sort of moving and make sure everyone is able to pass through that, because that's the one area where things change a little bit, where we have performances or there's a turn or all of those things. And then egress is management of chaos. Bryant is, again, long time, done this a long time, thankfully. I'm grateful. It is a little wild over at egress, just because everybody's getting off their floats. We want to keep people out of the street. All the moms and dads are coming to pick up their kids. The buses are picking up the vans. I mean, it's a little wild over there. We do have a significant number of police officers in this area as well because of that. So you'll just want to make sure to check in with Bryant. I know that the other person that signed up, David, for egress, has done egress a couple of times as well. So it's craziness, but it's, we get them out of there as soon as we can and just manage that chaos as much as possible. And we do need to keep an eye on the Firestone parking lot this year. Bryant, you and I can talk about that Wednesday when we get together. They're kind enough to allow us to use their business for our egress area. So we want to make sure to keep them as happy as we can. And then Santa Pics, again, I mentioned that afterward, we have a couple of volunteers that signed up to help with that. Essentially, that's getting the kids onto the bench so that they can get their picture taken with Santa. Pretty easy. And then making sure our photographer has what he needs for that. So that's all I have on this. I made myself some notes, so let me just take a quick look and make sure I said everything. Yeah, I think that I've covered everything that I had on my list. Are there questions, clarifications, anything I can share with any further information I can share with you? The one thing about the parade is because it's spread out all over downtown, we don't have that central area like we would at, say, Downtown After 5 or July 4th, where you can go, right? If you have a question or something like that. So go to your lead volunteers. These folks thankfully have been doing this a long time. We'll be able to help you. We'll make sure that you have a little card that you can pick it up at volunteer orientation with some information on it, like my phone number, just a couple little just notes that you can put in your pocket, and just some reminders of what needs to happen. If this happens, do this, or that happens, just a little sort of a cheat sheet with some phone numbers on it, my number, Brian's number, Yvonne, everybody that you need to get in touch with, because it'll be a little wild. And we haven't done it in 2 years, so I'm definitely feeling a little bit rusty.
Yeah, same here.
I know I'm gonna forget something and be like, oh shoot. But
one thing that I want to stress to everyone is, if there's something that APD tells you to do during the parade and such, you go with what you defer to them on that. Because, you know, if there's an emergency or if there's anything like that, just make sure that you follow their lead. If it's something different from what we have, you know, what Megan said or what's been told in the packet of information, we go with APD's lead on that, because ultimately they're the folks who are pretty much protecting our safety as well as the parade attendees. So just wanted to double mention that one.
Yeah, thank you. That's a good point.
Yeah. Megan, I got a question for you, Yvonne. I know I'm supposed to be there at 7:30 and she's not allowed to pick anything up. Do you need me there earlier? You know how she gets. And I know those connexes are going to be dropped off. So, I mean, do I need to be there any earlier than 7:30 for her?
We are arriving at about 7. So you are welcome to come a few minutes early if you can.
Okay.
We will be happy to put you to work.
You know me. I'll do whatever you need.
Okay.
Yeah,
we'll be at the Pack Square Pavilion as early as 7. Just started getting everything set up there and just sort of starting the process of doing some of the road closures and stuff like that. So yeah, we will be up and at 'em.
Then I'll be there that time then.
Okay. I will be drinking vats and vats of coffee.
Mm-hmm.
And we will have coffee for you as well. I won't take all of it. Okay, any other questions, thoughts, needs, wants? Okay, well, I just want to say thank you. I know we've got a lot of folks missing today. They're gonna have a lot more volunteers than this, I promise. Just thank you for helping us bring this event back to the community. You know, I think it's really important that we're able to do this, and I know that the community you know, we'll be grateful, and you guys make it happen, and we could not do it without you. So I am also grateful. And other than that, we'll see you on Saturday. You have my email. Reach out at any time if a question comes up. Happy to answer questions. Okay.
I have a comment or two.
Okay.
Megan.
Go for it.
Okay. Instead of bleachers, we're going to be using chairs up in the judging area. I didn't reserve a budget truck, so on Friday, we're going to bring in the Go Mini, and we're going to try to move as much equipment out of the basement and put it into the Go Mini for us instead of using the truck, and then taking it out of the Go Mini and putting it back in the basement after the parade. So there'll be some shuttling there. The Santa and Mrs. Claus like the setup that we had at Rabbit last year, that put the kids in a barrier so they're not sitting on Santa Claus's lap. Is that right, Megan? That's something that we'll be monitoring and things like this.
Yeah, we'll put the bench out front again. They're not quite ready to have kids sitting in their lap.
Yeah, and so a lot of things have got to happen on Friday. So as much help as you can give us and transportation, if we're not using the big budget truck, we'll be using our private vehicles. And I'd like to start that about 3:30 because it'll get dark at 5. And we have the go-minis, our go-karts. They got to go back to the city garage at 5 o'clock.
Yeah,
So
so
we-
I was actually thinking we would start that around 2.
Oh, good idea.
We have
Good
to put
idea.
out we have to put out parking meter bags and signs, and I have 2 people that I've hired to help with the parade as well, and they'll be there Friday.
Okay, so those activities we going on, more just for general information that we are looking forward to having a great event because hey, it's all new, 2 years, I think, and people will be there, believe me. Thank you.
Who's the
Yvonne,
parade?
I'm sorry, go ahead, Nancy.
I was going to ask who the parade marshal is this year. I haven't heard.
Well, we had a great grand marshal lined up and he unfortunately was unable to do it at the last minute. So I had to scramble, and we have, please don't laugh at me, Sparky the fire dog, who is celebrating 75 years as the mascot for fire prevention safety. And the fire department is thrilled because it helps them share the message, fire season. I mean, I guess fires can happen anytime, but they during the holidays and things, there tends to be an uptick in fires. And so this allows them to have some messaging around fire safety for the holidays.
So they'll bring the big red truck.
Yes, he will be riding on the new truck, the big giant ladder truck.
Yvonne, did you say you needed help on Friday unloading at the ADA office?
If you feel like coming up the mountain,
Well, I'm gonna be up the mountain anyway, so I'm just wondering if you need me, I should be up there. I just need to know, do I need to bring my big truck or my little truck to help you guys move stuff?
bring the big one.
Okay,
But what one is the big one?
it's a F-150 Dodge Ram.
Okay, that's a pickup truck.
Yeah.
Yeah, bring the 150 because we're gonna move those chairs over to the Go Mini. And we hope that the Go Mini gets there early. So we're gonna be at the mercy of the Go Mini driver bringing in the Go Mini and make sure that gets there. The Go Mini has equipment on it. It already has all the bike racks on it. It has a couple tables, some chairs and some other things. So there's plenty of room on the Go Mini to put what we need to put on, more chairs and anything that we're going to be using the stanchions. Am I right, Megan?
Yeah, we probably need to bring them, or at least a couple of them.
Okay. And just some general things. It's always a good thing to have too much stuff and have something that we have to run back and get during the parade.
Yeah, we would
So-
appreciate that, David, if you're available Friday around 2.
Yeah, I'll meet you guys at the ADA office, I guess, right?
Basement.
Perfect.
I'll be there too. I'll be there Friday.
Awesome. You're
Okay,
awesome.
thank you, David.
All right. Any other thoughts, questions?
No.
Okay. Well, then we will see you on Saturday. Thanks for taking a little bit of time during your evening. We appreciate that. And like I said, just reach out if you have questions in the meantime. We'll be happy to get those answered for you.
All right.
All right.
All righty.
Thank
See
you
you guys on
all.
Friday.
Appreciate it.
Bye.
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 Night.